homies. That is homies. Welcome to today's video. Today's video we're talking about overclocking your graphics card and making sure that it's running efficiently. So how are we going to do this? We're going to do this through MSI Afterburner. I know this is like the 80 millionth video you've watched, but I'm going to simplify it for you. So you download MSI Afterburner. It's going to come in different skins, so just go ahead and go to the options, go to user interface, and you want to select MSI Cyborg Afterburner skin white by Derek's design. Apply, and then you're good there. That way we have the same thing. It just looks better in my opinion as well. So first things first, we want to set the temperature limit, the highest it will go. Click the check mark and you're good to go. This allows the GPU to be running at the highest potential temperature it can, rather than just being limited. Now you have core clock, memory clock, core voltage. We're not going to touch those yet. We're going to touch fan speed. Fan speed, you're going to click the little cog. It's going to ask you to go to the fan curve, and it's going to show this. You want to click enable user defined software automatic fan control. What I do is at 30 I set to 40% fan speed, at 50 I set to 50% fan speed, at 70 I set to 80% fan speed, 80% fan speed at 80 temperature, and then 90 temperature, 100% fan speed. Go ahead and click apply. Okay, and I do that for any card I have. It doesn't matter what graphics card I'm running. Now we are set to overclock. What we need to do, well, second thing second, so you can check how much of your GPU you're using and what the temperatures are and all that. You want to use Riva Tuner. Riva Tuner comes pre-installed with MSI Afterburner. You want to go ahead and click show on-screen display here. Check like that. You want to show own statistics in the bottom right. Now once you do that, you can minimize out of Riva Tuner, and you're going to be like, well Jake, it's not showing up. That's because you got to go back to MSI Afterburner, select options, go to monitoring, GPU temperature. You want to click that and press the little check mark down here, show an on-screen display. GPU usage, you want to do in show an on-screen display. Memory usage, you want to do show an on-screen display. And then you want to do core clock, show an on-screen display. Memory clock, show an on-screen display. Now once you do that, you hit apply and click OK. Now once you do that, you're ready to overclock, baby. Let's go. All right. So core voltage, never touch core voltage ever. It doesn't do anything. It just fries your GPU. As you can see, we're already running at a really high temperature because I'm running the most demanding game I can. I recommend, a lot of people are going to say install Firmark, install all these things you don't need. You don't need them. You're testing your gameplay, how well it operates playing a video game. Okay. And you're going to be like, well, that's not an accurate test of your GPU. Shut up. Yes, it is. It's everyday use. Okay. First things first, we're going to touch core clock. And what I usually do is go an increment of 50 at the beginning. 50 is a good baseline for your core clock, because every graphics card can do plus 50. Just make sure you adjust your memory clock. Every 50, I turn it up by 100 on the memory clock. I'm going to make this short and sweet for you guys. So we'll go ahead and do that and drive around for a minute. Just drive around, fart around for a bit. How's your guys' day? Go ahead and comment how you're feeling. If you need any questions answered, I'll be happy to answer them. I already have plenty of other tutorials on my profile. Any stutters you see is because I'm running the game on a hard drive. Same with game rendering issues. It's because it's on a hard drive. Cyberpunk's one of those games that requires an SSD. But I just said, fuck that. I'm going to use a hard drive. So as you can see, we're running at 1890 solid. There shouldn't be any issues here. The reason I lagged there is because... Am I stuck? No way. No way I got... Alright. Whatever. Take two. and we're back. So what I did is I adjusted the graphics options to ultra. Before you play your game or you start overclocking, you should set your graphics options to ultra. If there's a render resolution slider, set the render resolution slider to 200%. That way you're running at 4K, assuming you're at a 1080p monitor. And that's going to max out your graphics card usage. Of course, it's not maxing out mine. I'm going to turn off the LSS for y'all. Just so you can see what my native performance is. It's going to max out my GPU usage as well. So this is with a 50 megahertz overclock. As you can see, it runs fine, 30 FPS natively. Okay, so we know it runs well. So I'm going to go ahead and do another 50. It's safe to do another 50 because 100 is usually where things start getting buggy for cards. And you want to take this at your own pace. You're welcome to follow my steps, or you can go ahead and experiment. Just don't throw the sliders all the way up. It's going to crash all your stuff. This game is so beautiful, man. Alright, I'm gonna call in my other vehicle. Ow. It's gonna lag a lot because I'm playing at ultra psycho settings. And this is sub 1080p. This I'm running at slightly under 1080p, 1846 by like 1036, something like that. And that's because I'm using a TV as my monitor. And I'm running a 1650 Super. So as you can see, core clock stable. We're running at 1905. It's fluctuating. It's going to fluctuate. That's completely normal. So we're working. I'm going to go ahead and bump it up by another 25 here. Safe to assume you can bump this up to 250. But just to be safe, core clock, you can always, it's always safer to go higher than lower. So I'm going to bump that up to 300. Now we're running at 1935. And as you can see, the frame rate's already improved significantly. And you're gonna be like, well, Jake, it's because you went to a different part of the city. No, it ain't. Okay, as you can see, runs smooth. So we're gonna go ahead and overclock some more, baby. Hell yeah. I'm gonna turn this up to, 150. And we're gonna turn the memory clock up to 400. Again, you wanna do it in increments, and you don't wanna go, you want to keep it positive, the numbers to be pliable by 5. You don't want to be like 37, for example, plus 37. That's just weird. Turn around here. Even on ultra settings, I'm not maxing out my GPU. I speculate it's because of my my power supply. My power supply is 30 or 300 watts, so it's barely running this hardware as is. I have it pre-built, but we're at a solid clock. It's gonna fluctuate sometimes, and that's completely normal. Let it do its thing. If you have a bigger power supply, you're getting more power to your GPU. That's the only reason it's fluctuating for me. So we're golden there. We can go ahead and turn this up to 170. Turn the memory clock up. to about 465. Drive around for a bit. Make sure you're not seeing any fractals. You want to be looking for any visual distortions in your game. Not frame rate chops, not your game lagging per se, but you want to look for visual distortions. So like textures turning black, random fractals that you see. I'll see if I can find an example online. And if you overclock too much, the game will crash. So just know that. It's that safe. MSI Afterburner is that safe. It will not fry your GPU or shut down your computer, any of this stuff. It'll basically just close out of your game and say, hey, this is too high of a core clock. You need to lower it. So it's running. It's doing great. So I'm going to go ahead and tab back in. And we're going to bump this up to 190. Memory clock. 550. Drive around for a bit. Don't play a multiplayer game as well. You want to give yourself space to relaunch and to overclock in privacy, you know, so that way you're not in the middle of a match and your game just randomly crashes, you know. I'd hate for that to happen. This loading in is not a GPU issue, by the way. It's because I'm running on a hard drive, so it's going to take forever to load the textures. Okay, so we're getting good frames here. Turn this up to 200, 205, because I know that's a stable clock. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the memory clock up to 650. Well, there goes my doors. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Again, my hertz is fluctuating because of my power supply. There's not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I could try to force the voltage, but if you see, so if I force the voltage plus 4, it's not going to help. Yeah, and that's how you overclock. Basically, you want to keep doing this until your game crashes, and once your game crashes, you want to lower this, your core clock, by about 20, and lower your memory clock by about 50. That's it. That's the tutorial. This is my stable clock I got right here, 2. These were my original 2 clocks, but as you see, I got a higher clock than that, so I'm applying number 2, and the game runs great. If I turn on DLSS, for example, on quality, game runs fantastic. No issue whatsoever. And you're gonna be like, well, Jake, how did you get a DLSS to run on a GTX card? Shh, I have my methods. There's a video on my channel. I'll pin it in the description. Thank you all for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day. Love yourself.